got my healing from the just concluded Nsppd Nigerian conference. It all started 3 years ago. I started struggling with breathlessness, and it was a difficult one. It was really a difficult moment because I had to go to the hospital, and the doctors were asking if there are traces of asthma in my family, and knowing too well there is never a trace of asthma, so I don't know where this whole breathlessness started from. I just kept praying. I just kept telling God that you are the greatest physician. Fast forward to the conference, when we started praying, Pastor Jerry mentioned respiratory distress. Hell, Chimo, the way I screamed, because my friend was actually in front of me, and when I screamed, amen, the way she turned and looked at me, like I was like, this girl, you don't know what is going on with me. You don't understand. I just said, Papa has mentioned my case. He said respiratory distress. The way I jumped, I screamed, I prayed. Lo and behold, I got my healing. This is me breathing fine. Since the Nsppd conference till now, I have not experienced difficulties in breathing. I have not experienced anything like that.
I've been finding it so difficult to breathe. Anytime I try to breathe, there's this sharp pain that I always feel. So during the Nigeria prayer conference, there was a lady that gave a testimony about her nostrils that it has been blocked for years, that she could not breathe or perceive anything through that nostril. And I keyed into it. A few minutes later, Pastor Jerry said that we should act as if God has given us a miracle, that our heart desires has been granted. That we should just give our testimony. That after giving the testimony, that Pastor Nash should blow the trumpet. And with faith, I did. I started sharing my testimony, and after the trumpet, I noticed that the sharp pain was no longer there. I just noticed that I could breathe so well, so fine, without feeling any pain. So that was the instant miracle God blessed me with.
Why my course of duty, there's this accident that occurred that I became involved, and it's affected my knee, whereby I couldn't walk. I was hospitalized for a few months, as well as placed on crutches, 2 crutches. It was really challenging for me, when you are very active and all of a sudden you have to be confined to a particular position. It's not that easy. But when the prayer conference was coming up, I was so excited, and then the enemy fought it because I tried as much as I can to register. It was challenging, but I died means God make way for me, and I was happy. So we came with crutch to the prayer conference, and while Pastor Jerry was praying, after he finished praying, he said, do what you cannot do before. If you're sitting on a wheelchair, please do stand up, try and see, and move around. If you're using crutches, drop your crutches. And my daughter now said, Mommy, please try, because I came with crutches and they supported me. They said, Mommy, try, you can do it. And lo and behold, somebody that couldn't walk, I couldn't even climb staircase, I started walking, I started climbing staircase. I see there's this cold breeze that passed through my knees, my legs. I felt lighter, though they were swollen, but the healing, the pain, everything went instantly. As a matter of fact, the people in the area that saw me where I was sitting, they were screaming. That Pastor, miracle has taken place here. Because when I went to use the loo, they saw how I was struggling with support and everything. They were screaming. And when the female pastor came, she was like, God, even I was called out. I came out to testify. And pastor was asking me, what are the things you cannot do? I was kneeling down, I was jumping up.
This lady came with crutches. She was not able to walk without crutches. She came from the middle tier down to this place. It affected her ligament that said she had a new problem. Wow. But today she's able to walk without these crutches. Walk. Can you walk? Can you walk? Can you walk?
Pastor over here is for... She is running. She is running. She is running without her crutches. Somebody give the Lord a shout.
I have come to say thank you to this Error that saw me. I have come to say thank you to Error.